So just a quick update for everyone. I've actually changed the model for the PRD generation. It's now using the new OpenAI model. Okay, 2 people, awesome. Yeah, actually, I swapped out the PRD generation. So instead of using OpenAI, it's now using OpenRouter, which is actually, if you guys don't know, it's actually, one of the models is free, so you can use it for free. And let me just show you guys. And it's actually one of the new reasoning models from OpenAI, the 20 billion parameter. And that's odd. Let me just generate a new PRD. Okay, log in. Okay. So, yes, it's just going to generate a PRD for a dating app right now, because that's what I specified. So this is our PRD. And it should have used the new OpenAI model. Let's see. Why is it using Claude 3.5 Sonnet? Okay, so I'm gonna have to go in the edge function and specify the model, which is really odd because I've done this before already. And why is it reverted back to Claude 3.5 Sonnet OpenRouter? We can see here the model is this one, which is not what we want. So I'll just show you guys right now how to switch to that other model that I want to use, OpenAI. So this is the first new model that was released by OpenAI just a few days ago. However, we don't want this one. We want the 20 GPT OSS 20 billion parameter, which is this one. And if you click on here and you just select this dropdown, you can see there's actually a free version through one of the providers, Atlas Cloud. And you just need your OpenRouter API key, give it to Lovable, and then what you do is you just click here, you copy the name of the model just by clicking here, and I'll do that tick to confirm that you've copied it, and then just replace it here. So we'll give it the model name, and here it just specifies free. So we're not spending money on tokens or anything, and you want to make sure that this is actually the OpenRouter API key and not the OpenAI API key, and then deploy your updates. So let's try this again, just to verify that it's generating text with that new model that we've provided. We're going to generate a new PRD document, and in here, in the activity, our logs, we'll check what model is actually going to be used to generate that PRD. So it should be updated. It should not be Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Let's see. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's using the model, and you see here, there's no cost. And that was recommended actually by someone in the Scale community. So yeah, thanks for that. Now, in terms of the quality of the output, I'm not sure if I like this section or this section. I feel like here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy and paste the entire PRD into the chat, and then I'll just give some feedback regarding specific sections. This is the PRD that has been generated. That's 3 people, awesome. Generated. Hey guys, where are you all based? So I'm just like refining the PRD text that's been generated. So for the target users and personas section, I don't like it how it's just providing personas. It should provide like a generic overview the very top of the section. Only provide, let's say, 3 examples of personas, and at the very top of the section, provide a generic overview for whom the target, for generic overview to specify the target user and personas. And that's this section. Now for this section, and just to give you guys a bit of context, you might be new here. So a PRD document is just a document you send over to your clients when they try to hire you for a project, and you essentially want to write down the specific tasks and core features of the app that you want to build. So most clients in my scenario, at least in my case, because I get my clients through Upwork, they do not have a PRD document. So the idea of having one that generates it is that you can essentially, if you guys learn to build this, you can then offer it to your clients and maybe even monetize it, having things like, you get 3 free trials, and then you can charge them after monthly. So yeah, let's see. I don't like this. I feel like it's just also super generic. There's not a lot of depth. So I'll just specify for the, just being super specific here, section, provide more detail regarding each feature. I'm going to say let's have less features for now, and then they can always prompt the chat assistant here if they want to add more features, which is cool. However, this is just regarding the generic layout of the PRD that's generated every single time on that first generation. So provide more detail regarding each feature and have ideally, I want to say only 3 to 4 core features, or maybe call them like killer features. I don't know. Let's just say core features. 3 to 4 core features where you do provide more detail about the specific feature. So that's this section. Remove the acceptance criteria in that section. So yeah, for the technical requirements, that's fine, that section. User journey flow, that's also fine. I mean, I think this section, we can just leave it in, it's fine. Yeah, everything else is fine. Okay, so that prompt's done. I just want to verify that it's actually updated. Not right now, to be honest. No, okay, fair enough. Okay, I want to build a dating app. Let's see. This is fine. And I feel like that's too much information for the core features. Let me check. That is too much information for the core features. Provides only one sentence. Okay, cool. So it seems to have done that. So let's go back and try again. Dating app. Okay, that's fine. A bit too much information for these sections, but we can. That's fine. It's fine for now. And this is horrible. Just a look at it is. Okay, so I want to build a. Wait, why is it? Okay, so for the PRD refinement chat, it should not say I want to build a, as this tool is used to interact with the displayed PRD. It should have generated around the top and includes yeah, and is mainly used as an assistant. Jesus. Tool to update the existing PRD. What about to delete an account? So let's add a delete an account feature. And once the user deletes their account, remove them completely from Supabase. It would be cool if we had a feature where essentially when you ask the chat assistant to update something in the PRD, you could then revert that or restore it. So undo it essentially. So I want to try and implement this feature. I'm not sure how it's going to do it, but yeah, I'm assuming it would have to have like a saved record of the PRD. Then it's going to have to constantly create new records, however, keep the older ones. I'm not sure how it would do this. Then obviously it's not ideal for in terms of like resource consumption. If you just like have essentially every time you chat with the PRD assistant, it's saving that new one, it's generating a new one and storing it into Supabase. So okay, I've got to delete an account. I'm not going to test this right now because obviously we're using this account. So let's see if it can. I don't like the look of this, but that's fine. That's fine for now. Trusted by one builder. I wonder who that might be. Let's see if we can add a undo feature here, where essentially we're going to ask it to do something, and then we just have to click undo, and it will go. It will just revert the change. Essentially, it will just undo the change. So, yeah, I'm trying to think how is it actually going to implement this. It's going to have to save. Yeah. Okay. Let me just go ahead and prompt this undo or reverse feature for the PRD refinement chat. So let me go ahead and for the PRD refinement chat, for every request by the user, I want to have an undo feature where if I were to ask the refinement chat to implement a change and I do not like that change, then I can easily undo it and the PRD will revert back to its previous state. I just trying to think, how is it actually going to do this? Is it because it will need to have, if it wants, it has to save that previous state. So I'm guessing maybe the undo feature should only be for the last message instead of the last, let's say 5, 6. Otherwise we have to keep different copies for each one. So let's just specify that because we don't want to consume a lot of resources in Supabase. Only enable the undo feature for the last message in the chat. That way, we only save the previous and current state of the PRD and not all the previous states. Let's see what it comes up with. I'm curious. Now let's see. So let's just say translate the first section into Spanish. Let's just specify the section because the more specific we are, the better. And this should be using the 4.1 mini OpenAI model because for the refinement chats, I just want to have like a fast model. It's not doing complex tasks. It's just looking at an existing PRD document and just tweaking it, changing it, manipulating it. It doesn't need to generate anything new or, have massive context it needs to consider, well, except for the chat history. So let's see what it does. Undo feature, cool. Let me just test also. Now translate the second section also into Spanish. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it seems to have implemented it correctly because we can see here it doesn't let me undo up until here. Or actually, let's do this. Enable the undo feature for the last 3 messages. So essentially, we'll be able to revert back to the previous 3 states. So 1, 2, and 3. So let's just do that. So anyways, let's just translate first section into Spanish. And then we're just going to really test this. It's not available. Where does it lead you to? Oh, it looks like the link is not working. Translate the first section into Spanish. Okay, looks like it has reverted back. It did take some time. So I'm assuming it had saved 2 versions of the PRD, the previous state and the current state with the Spanish translation. Then it's just like gone back into that previous state. Let's see. PRDs created at 10. That's odd. Oh, I know, because we've not saved it. So let me hide this. Okay, let me just test this again. Translate first section into Spanish. Oh, Jesus, that's not good. So let's just translate the second section into Spanish. Translate second section into Spanish. Okay, so it's done the second section also into Spanish. So what I want to do is I want to revert back to this point. So undo both changes. Let's see what it does. Change undone, reverted 2 steps back. Oh, it's done it instantly. I wonder if it's like just saving it in local storage. It's not saving it in Supabase. So I need to consider that later. So we've got our undo feature for the, I think the past 3 messages we sent. And what else? Hey, do you guys have any feature recommendations? The PDF doesn't look nice. Oh yeah, that was another thing. If you guys have like any feature recommendations, let me know. Export as PDF. The PDF looks horrible. This is terrible. I wonder if we can give it like a, oh, that's like some Unicode. I'm not sure what that is, but I wonder if we can just give it a template in Supabase of a PDF, an existing PDF that looks somewhat professional, and then we can use that as a reference. Let me just test this. Professional PDFs, PRDs, what? Free to download. Well, professional example PDFs, sample documents, PDF. Nope. Sample PDF download. Free sample PDFs with scripts. Can I actually see what it looks like before? Oh my God. Okay, let's just do something else. Let's use Perplexity, and let's just say I have created a PRD generator tool in lovable.dev. However, the PDFs generated when they are exported and saved do not look professional. Provide a prompt for lovable.dev to ensure the PDF generated looks professional with correct styling and formatting. So this is like also like a little trick you guys can use is essentially just use Perplexity or any large language model, or just like one of the OpenAI, ChatGPT, to give you a prompt in Lovable.dev, and it just saves you having to write down all this specific information. Now let's just say the PDFs generated must follow this advice, these suggestions. Then just like copy and paste your prompt, your Perplexity prompt. Let me just close this and discard. Yeah, it does the carbal, but you can even add like things like logos. I've done this for clients where you can add like a logo here. Now let's see the PDF, what it looks like using that Perplexity prompt. Okay, that's slightly better. It's still not amazing. There's a lot of empty space. This is wrong, but we can leave it for now. I'll refine it later. So I'm just going to try and find out what other new features I can add. Maybe we can just work on the account page. So let's just say for the account page, there should be user's email. Well, it's already there. And I mean, no, this is pretty useless. I feel like this PRD page, the existing PRD pages, sorry, the existing PRDs, they should be in a separate page. In the account page, the My PRDs section should be in their own unique page, such as, let's just call it PRD or PRDs, under the account name in the top right corner in the header. So just when we click on here, it should, let's just specify that. Therefore, when clicking the profile picture, it should have a drop down with both the account link and PRDs link. Make the PRD page look intuitive and user-friendly. Okay, so we've got our My PRDs page here. Let's see how it looks. I still think it looks terrible. I mean, it's just by itself, it's added a total PRDs section here, last updated, and a search bar, which I did not ask it to do, but that's pretty cool if you ask me. I don't really like the layout, how it's placing these, but I think it's fine for now. So remaining tasks are to improve the layout, improve layout of PDF and docx. What else? Oh, what's happened here? Dating app. That's odd. Is it using the correct model? Generate PD refined daily account. Let's see. Should be using OpenRouter. Why does it keep reverting back to this model? And I've not. This is really odd. It seems as if it doesn't want to use that other model. Could it be because of some kind of limitation with the API? Let's figure that out. I'll add it to the to-do. Figure out why it keeps reverting back to Claude. I'll do that later. And let's just do this. When a new PRD is generated and the user is redirected to the generate page, automatically open the PRD refinement chat feature. So that essentially by doing that, we just make them aware that this feature does exist and it's an assistant feature and it's helpful. So as soon as they're redirected, that they'll see instantly that feature is there. So to make them aware of it. Or we can have like a feature which is like essentially a feedback or auto suggestion feature where it will just scan the existing PRD and give us feedback. So let me just write that down. And I'll just call it a auto suggestion / feedback feature to scan generated PRD to then provide feedback. That might be good to have. Let's see what a docx looks like. This is the generated docx file. Doesn't look too bad. I think that's it for today, if I'm being honest.